Chrisean and her new boyfriend Bino's relationship is fake.
A fan or a friend is supposed to tell you to put your baby first. Y'all not even giving her good pimping.
I'm saying he's going to make me start telling his business. I would hate that for that man. I would hate that for that man.
Chrisean Rock has been trending for all the wrong reasons, and this time the internet isn't holding back. Once celebrated as the wild card of reality TV, the ride or die who never bit her tongue, she's now being dragged across every platform with one brutal label: a desperate pick-me. Clips of her crying for Blueface on live, begging for validation, and chasing after drama have gone viral again, with fans screaming that Chrisean has lost all self-respect. The girl who once had the world rooting for her rawness and energy is now being clowned as someone who will do anything to stay in a man's shadow. Twitter threads are brutal, TikTok edits are savage, and Instagram comment sections are on fire. One viral post even read, "She went from fighter to follower." Chrisean isn't the star of her own story anymore. The accusations cut deep, and they're not slowing down. But here's the twist. Insiders claim Chrisean knows exactly what she's doing. Some allege she's been leaning into the pick-me label on purpose, using the chaos to fuel her brand, her bookings, and her clout. In other words, this might not be desperation at all. It might be strategy. So the real question is, has Chrisean Rock really hit rock bottom as fans claim? Or is she playing a dangerous game that will flip the script on everyone? Chrisean Rock's story has always been larger than life. She burst onto the scene not as a polished celebrity, but as raw chaos personified. Her early days were filled with viral clips of her fighting, crying, or passionately declaring her love for Blueface, the man who would ultimately define so much of her public identity. Fans first rooted for her because she felt real. She wasn't rehearsed. She wasn't packaged. She was unpredictable, messy, and emotional in ways that reality TV thrives on. When she appeared on Blueface's reality projects, she didn't just play the role of cast member, she hijacked the show, becoming the center of every headline. But that rawness came with consequences. Her love for Blueface quickly turned toxic in the public eye. The couple's constant fights, physical, verbal, and public, became social media's favorite spectacle. From brawls caught on camera to breakdowns broadcast live, Chrisean's entire brand became intertwined with dysfunction. For a while, fans excused it. Many said she was young, in love, and didn't know better. Others cheered her on, convinced that her wild devotion would eventually pay off in loyalty and stability. But as the years passed, the tone shifted. The more she cried on Instagram Live about Blueface's betrayals, the more she ran back to him after public humiliation, the more the internet turned on her. Suddenly, Chrisean wasn't being praised. For her rawness, she was being mocked. Memes labeled her the queen of pick-me energy. TikTok edits replayed her begging Blueface for love, captioned with clown emojis. One viral tweet summed it up cruelly: "Chrisean will fight the whole world for Blueface, but won't fight for herself." And the truth is, her public image now hangs in that fragile balance. Fans don't know whether to pity her, drag her, or cheer for her comeback. Every move she makes is instantly dissected. Every breakdown fuels another round of "Is she okay?" headlines. And every reconciliation with Blueface reinforces the growing narrative that she's desperate for his attention. Yet behind the scenes, whispers tell a different story. Insiders claim Chrisean is fully aware of how she's perceived, and she's leaning into it on purpose. According to one source, she knows the chaos is what keeps her relevant. Every time she goes live crying, it goes viral. Every fight with Blueface brings her more followers. She's not clueless, she's capitalizing. That's where the real debate begins. Is Chrisean a tragic figure who can't escape her toxic cycle, or is she a mastermind using chaos as strategy? Blueface certainly hasn't helped her case. He publicly clowns her, humiliates her in interviews, and flaunts other women, only to circle back and keep her tethered. To fans, it looks like Chrisean is trapped in a desperate loop, begging for validation from the very man who tears her down. To others, it looks like she's milking the dysfunction, knowing the world can't look away. This duality, victim or strategist, is exactly why the pick-me label stings so deeply. Because for many, calling her
back with Blueface after Blueface posted Chrisean Jr.'s wee wee on Twitter. Like, imagine being a mother and marrying, because they ain't married for real, and marrying the person that released your child's child. Crazy. I knew Chrisean was evil when she came on this internet and said what Taseki allegedly did to her, and then in the same breath said that Taseki had it happen to her. She was just mimicking what happened to her, and then said who did it to her, like I said, that's our business, just to try to embarrass Taseki and get her off of baddies because she was jealous of Taseki's success on baddies. Crazy. I knew Chrisean was evil when she was dealing with a man that had a whole family and she did not care. I knew Chrisean was evil when she called out Blueface for having strippers around his son and his daughter, and she still decided to have her son around him anyways. Listen, let me tell you something. I never watched Blue Girls Club, okay? But I did watch South Central Baddies season 1 and 2 when Chrisean was up there. I've never understood the hype surrounding Chrisean. I've never found her entertaining. I'm too mature for her antics. The only reason why people like Chrisean is because she can fight and because she's erratic. You never know what she's gonna do, which may be entertaining to people, but...
Hello, what's he gotta say, Red China?
You gonna have Chrisean teach her son how to walk?
Oh my God, yes, that's my son.
Her desperate ignores the possibility that she might actually be in control, and yet the pain in her face during those lives, the tears that fall while she insists I just love him, make it hard to believe it's all an act. That's why this scandal matters. Chrisean Rock has built a career on chaos, but now she's stuck in a brutal crossroads. Either she's really the desperate pick-me fans accuse her of being, or she's the most underrated player in the cloud game, sacrificing her dignity for virality. Either way, the next receipts, leaks, and meltdowns could decide whether her legacy is tragic or terrifyingly calculated. The whispers had been growing for weeks, but when the bomb finally dropped, it shook the culture. A leaked audio recording of Blueface surfaced online, and what he said about Chrisean Rock was colder, harsher, and more humiliating than anything fans had heard before. In the clip, Blueface can be heard laughing with his boys, mocking Chrisean's devotion. His words dripped with cruelty. She'll never leave me. She's desperate. She a straight-up pick-me. I could have 10 girls around and she'd still beg to be the one. That's why I keep her. The leak went viral instantly. Within minutes, Twitter threads exploded. Fans replayed the audio again and again, dissecting every word. The hashtag #PickMeRock started trending. Memes flooded the internet, pictures of Chrisean edited with clown wigs, captions like "When loyalty turns into desperation." For the first time, the narrative wasn't just messy, it was brutal. Even fans who once defended her had to admit the audio was damning. One viral comment said it all. This man told the world exactly how he views her, and she still won't walk away. The fallout for Chrisean was immediate. Hours after the clip spread, she went live on Instagram, tears streaming down her face. Her voice cracked as she tried to defend herself. "Y'all don't understand. I love him." "Yeah, he said that, but he don't mean it like that. He say things when he mad or when he with his boys. That's not who he is to me." But instead of sympathy, her words made things worse. Commenters flooded the live with harsh messages. "Girl, you proving him right. This is pick-me behavior in 4K. Wake up. Chrisean, the world sees it but you don't." The live spiraled into chaos when she suddenly screamed, "I don't care if y'all call me desperate. That's my man. I'll always stand by him." The clip was screen recorded and spread everywhere, cementing the label fans had been throwing at her. Desperate. For hours, the internet tore her apart. TikTok edits played Blueface's audio over clips of Chrisean crying, mocking her as the ultimate pick-me. Even other celebrities started weighing in. Masika Kalisha tweeted, "Sis, love yourself first. Being loyal to disrespect ain't love, it's desperation." Tamar Braxton added, "We've all been there, but broadcasting it? Phew, sis." But then came the first twist. While fans were laughing and dragging Chrisean, a new leak surfaced, and this one changed everything. Screenshots allegedly from Blueface's phone showed DMs where he begged Chrisean to come back after one of their public breakups. In one message, he wrote, "You know I only talk tough around the homies. You the only one who ride for me. Don't leave me, I need you." The screenshots painted a completely different picture. Blueface wasn't just mocking Chrisean, he was also manipulating her, pulling her back every time she tried to walk away. Fans who had clowned her began to argue in her defense. So she ain't just desperate. He plays her, then reels her back in. The debate turned explosive. Half the internet dragged her for embodying pick-me energy, while the other half accused Blueface of gaslighting her. One viral thread read, "She's toxic, yes, but she's also a victim. He tears her down, then feeds her just enough validation to keep her hooked." Chrisean, meanwhile, doubled down. Hours after the DMs leaked, she posted a cryptic tweet. "Y'all can call me whatever. I know my heart. That's still my family." The internet groaned. The cycle was repeating itself. But behind the scenes, insiders whispered that things were reaching a breaking point. According to one source, Chrisean ain't dumb. She sees what he's doing, but she feels like leaving him means losing the spotlight. Deep down, she knows the chaos keeps her relevant. And that's the cruel twist. Was Chrisean really a desperate pick-me? Or was she deliberately fueling the narrative because she knew it kept her at the center of every headline? By the end of the week, fans were more divided than ever. Some pitied her, others mocked her, but everyone agreed on one thing: the Blueface Chrisean saga wasn't over. And the way it was heading, the next meltdown could be the one that finally breaks her or turns her into the smartest player in the game. Because if the whispers are true, and Chrisean is leaning into the pick-me role as strategy, then maybe she isn't desperate at all. Maybe she's playing a dangerous game where humiliation equals attention, and attention equals power. The internet thought it had already seen the worst after Blueface's brutal audio leak and Chrisean's tearful live. But things escalated fast when more receipts surfaced, and this time, they exposed just how deep the manipulation and humiliation ran. It started with a video clip leaked by someone in Blueface's inner circle. In the footage, Blueface is seen sitting with a group of friends, laughing while Chrisean is on FaceTime in tears. He smirks into the camera and says, "Look, she's still calling. She'll never leave me, bro." That's free control. The group erupts in laughter while Chrisean begs from the other side of the phone, "Please, just stop embarrassing me. I just love you." The clip went viral instantly. Twitter exploded with outrage. This ain't love. This is abuse in plain sight. She's not just desperate, he's humiliating her for sport. The saddest part is she still thinks she's winning, but before the internet could fully digest that, another leak dropped screenshots of alleged messages between Chrisean and one of her closest friends. In the texts, Chrisean admitted, "Chrisean, I know he clowns me. I know what people say. But if I leave, what I got left? The internet only care about me 'cause of him. Friend, you got talent, girl. Music shows you don't need him." Chrisean, "They don't watch for that. They watch for the drama. I can't lose the spotlight." This revelation split the internet wide open. For some, it proved she wasn't just a pick-me, she was self-aware, consciously tethering herself to humiliation for fame. One fan tweeted, "She admitted it herself. She knows exactly what she's doing." Another countered, "This is heartbreaking. She feels like she has no worth outside of him. That's not strategy. That's trauma." The debate turned so fierce that even celebrities joined in. Summer Walker tweeted, "The industry will gaslight you into thinking chaos is the only way to stay relevant. Sis, you're worth more than that." Meanwhile, Lil Duval mocked the situation with a joke. "Pick me? She the whole pick and save supermarket." The tweet was roasted and praised at the same time, highlighting just how divisive the scandal had become. Then came the shocking reveal that flipped the narrative yet again. A well-known blogger released alleged DMs from Blueface to another woman, sent just days before his audio leak. In them, he bragged, "Chrisean ain't going nowhere. She addicted to me. I can do whatever I want. She'll be there crying on live tomorrow." The cruelty of the words stunned fans. It painted a picture of calculated humiliation, a toxic cycle Blueface wasn't just aware of but actively orchestrating. Suddenly, Chrisean wasn't just a pick-me chasing after him, she was being set up to fail by the very man she couldn't let go of. And then, as if things couldn't get darker, an insider from the show set claimed producers were encouraging Chrisean to keep spiraling because it made good TV. According to the leak, they don't want her healthy. They want her crying, fighting, breaking down. That's the content that pays. The internet gasped. Was Chrisean not just a victim of Blueface but also of an industry that exploited her pain for ratings and clicks? The escalation reached its peak when Chrisean herself returned to social media, this time posting a cryptic message. "If I'm a pick-me, then I'm the pick that pays me. Y'all can laugh, but I'm still getting booked." The comment section went nuclear. Some fans admired the honesty, seeing it as proof she was turning humiliation into strategy. Others dragged her further, saying she had completely lost self-respect. By the end of the week, the narrative wasn't black and white anymore. Chrisean Rock wasn't just a desperate pick-me, she was a tragic mix of victim and strategist caught between love, manipulation, and the intoxicating power of attention. And the worst part? Insiders whispered that she wasn't done yet. According to one source, she's got her own receipts. If Blueface keeps clowning her, she's gonna flip it on him. And when that happens, it'll get uglier than anyone's ready for. The stage was set for the next twist. Chrisean Rock, desperate fool or dangerous mastermind. By the time the Facetime humiliation clip and Blueface's cruel DMs surfaced, the internet wasn't just talking, it was at war. Chrisean Rock's name dominated every trending list, and the label Pick Me became both her curse and her crown. Fans online split into bitter camps. On Twitter, one side showed no mercy. She admitted it herself. She knows she's chasing clout through humiliation. That's peak Pick Me behavior. The crying lives, the begging, the defending him even after he clowns her, it's over. She's desperate, but the other half fought back fiercely. Y'all don't see how abusive this is. Blueface is mocking her pain on camera. She's not desperate, she's manipulated. Call her a pick-me all you want, but the industry and him are gaslighting her for profit. That's the real story. TikTok became a battlefield. Edits of Chrisean crying were turned into memes with clown horns, but others flipped the script, pairing her tears with inspirational captions like, "She deserves better, period." One viral video contrasted Blueface laughing with Chrisean begging, overlaid with the text, "This isn't love, this is control." Millions watched, debated, and fought in the comments. Celebrities couldn't resist chiming in. Cardi B tweeted cryptically, "We all been in love blind before. Some of us just had the privilege to hide it offline." Fans immediately linked it to Chrisean, taking it as sympathy. Summer Walker went further, posting on IG stories, "Sis gotta wake up. Ain't no amount of clout worth your peace." But not everyone was sympathetic. 50 Cent reposted the Facetime clip with the caption, "Shorty the president of the Pick Me Club." The post exploded with laughing emojis but also drew backlash for mocking someone clearly in pain. Even academics and think pieces got involved. A viral Medium article argued, Chrisean Rock isn't a pick-me. She's the byproduct of an industry that profits off black women's pain. Calling her desperate shifts blame from the system to the victim. The piece was shared thousands of times, fueling the debate even more. Within hip-hop circles, the reactions were even messier. Some artists openly dragged her, while others defended her. Meek Mill tweeted then deleted, "That girl too talented to be embarrassing herself like that." Young Miami added fuel by posting, "Pick me energy is dangerous. You lose yourself chasing somebody who don't see you." On the flip side, Tamar Braxton clapped back at critics, "Stop acting like y'all ain't ever been dumb in love. Y'all just ain't had cameras on you." Even boxing fans weighed in, because of Claressa Shields' name being in the mix recently. One sports podcaster joked, "Blueface plays games, but Claressa lands knockout punches. Chrisean better watch out before she gets tagged in." The comment thread went wild. Meanwhile, Remy Ma shocked everyone by liking a shady post that read, "A pick-me will burn her whole life down for a man who don't even claim her." Screenshots of her like spread fast, adding gasoline to the fire. But the wildest reactions came from fans outside the US. International blogs in London, Lagos, and even Brazil translated the scandal with comments like, "We don't even know Blueface like that, but this girl is worldwide embarrassing herself." Global coverage turned the mess into an international spectacle, and then came the most chilling reaction from Blueface himself. Hours after the backlash peaked, he tweeted, "She ain't going nowhere. Y'all wasting y'all time." The arrogance of the tweet reignited the debate. Was he right? Was Chrisean too deep in the cycle to walk away, no matter how bad it got? By the end of the week, the culture was divided but united in one thing: everyone was watching. The debate wasn't just about Chrisean anymore, it had become a cultural mirror. Was she truly a desperate pick-me? Or was she a manipulated woman surviving in a system that profits off her pain? And just as the noise reached its loudest peak, whispers began spreading that Chrisean had receipts of her own messages, videos, maybe even contracts that could flip the entire narrative on Blueface. Fans leaned in, hungry for what might come next. Because if she really decided to expose everything, the girl everyone mocked as a desperate pick-me could suddenly become the one holding all the power. Just when it seemed the debate had reached its peak, Chrisean Rock herself decided to flip the script. For days she had been silent after Blueface's arrogant tweet, but then out of nowhere she went live again. This time, her energy wasn't just tears. It was fire. Dressed in all black with her baby in the background, she stared directly into the camera and said, "Y'all wanna call me a pick-me? Cool, but let's keep it real. He ain't the only one with receipts. And when I drop mine, the whole world gonna see who the real clown is." The internet froze. Within seconds, #Chrisean receipts trended worldwide. Fans flooded the comments. "WHAT receipts? Sis about to air him out." Then, as if to prove her point, she pulled out her phone and scrolled through what looked like a folder labeled Blueface Lies. She didn't show everything, but she showed just enough. A quick flash of screenshots revealed messages allegedly from Blueface begging her not to expose him. "Don't ruin me. I'll give you what you want. Just don't drop it." The live ended abruptly, but the damage was done. The clip spread like wildfire and speculation exploded. What did Chrisean have? Videos? Voice notes? Proof that Blueface's entire act of dominance was just a performance? Insiders whispered that her receipts went way deeper than anyone imagined. According to one source, it ain't just about cheating or manipulation. She got proof that he used her for deals, set her up to take the fall in situations, and maybe even receipts that could mess with his money. Fans lost their minds. One viral thread read, "So she not the desperate one after all. She was playing him the whole time." Another said, "If she drops those receipts, Blueface is done." But not everyone was convinced. Skeptics argued she was bluffing. She always cries, always says she's leaving, always says she got proof, but she never leaves. This is another desperate move. Still, the tension was undeniable. For the first time in weeks, Chrisean didn't look broken. She looked dangerous. The cliffhanger grew darker when hackers joined the conversation again. On Telegram, they claimed, "Chrisean isn't lying. We've seen some of the files." When they drop, the narrative flips. The thought of outside hackers being involved sent the culture into meltdown. Were they working with her? Had they stolen the files? Or was this all part of Chrisean's strategy to finally reclaim her power? Blueface's reaction only fueled the fire. Hours after her live, he posted a tweet filled with nervous energy. "She ain't got nothing. Stop believing lies." But fans pointed out the tweet was quickly deleted, sparking even more suspicion. By the end of the night, one truth was clear. The roles had shifted. The girl mocked as a desperate pick-me was suddenly the one holding the detonator. And if she decided to press the button, it wouldn't just destroy Blueface's image, it might rewrite Chrisean Rock's entire legacy. The world is now waiting, eyes glued to her every move. Will she drop the receipts and shatter everything? Or will she fall back into the cycle, proving the critics right? For now, all we have is one promise echoing in fans' heads. "When I drop mine, the whole world gonna see who the real clown is." And until that bomb drops, the internet will remain frozen in suspense because the next move belongs entirely to Chrisean Rock. And there you have it, the scandal that's got the entire culture asking one brutal question. Is Chrisean Rock really just a desperate pick-me? Or is she playing the most dangerous game of her career? We've seen it all. Blueface mocking her on leaked audio, laughing at her tears on FaceTime, calling her a pick-me in front of his boys. We've seen Chrisean break down on live, defending him while the internet dragged her. And just when the world was ready to write her off, she flipped the script, teasing her own folder of receipts, hinting that she might be the one holding the ultimate power. Now the debate is louder than ever. Some say Chrisean is proving Blueface right, too desperate to walk away. Others believe she's been playing a long game all along, letting the world laugh at her now so she can expose him later. The truth? Nobody knows for sure. But one thing is clear. The next move belongs to her. So I want to hear from you. Do you think Chrisean Rock is really stuck in the cycle of humiliation, or is she about to shock us all by dropping those receipts and ending Blueface for good? Is she the ultimate victim or the ultimate strategist? Drop your thoughts in the comments right now. Smash that like button if you think Blueface's arrogance has gone too far, and make sure you subscribe with notifications on, because when Chrisean finally decides to expose everything, you're not gonna want to miss it. This isn't just drama anymore. This is the fight for her reputation, her career, and maybe even her survival. And trust me, this story is far from over.